Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back. We are here for Game 2, Any Which Way versus Team Spaghetti Cats. Team Spaghetti Cats wins in Game 1. Pretty convincing win. They had a lot of control over the map. A lot of great ganks from Udir. A lot of good objectives. Top lane helping out, even though Demonio Gomez on that Warwick did have that teleport. Tryndamere did wander around the map a lot and help his team out, so that was pretty good. We're about to go into the second game. I'm going to check and make sure everyone is ready. I will talk more about picks and bans and stuff as they come up. I think we will probably see some pretty good targeted bans on this next match. Just waiting to make sure everyone is ready. Everyone on Team Spaghetti Cats is ready, so we are waiting on Team Any Which Way. We got the okay, let's go. So we are about to get into this. My recording is set. My microphone is unmuted. The screen is up. Where is this music coming from? Oh, is that the actual game music? I didn't know his game music is on. Wow, I didn't know that this whole time. Okay, so let's see what we go for any kind of targeted bans. And unfortunately, we still have the York ban. Again, I'm going to say it's pretty targeted because that's just an unusual ban. He's really strong in it, like I said in the last match, early game and mid game. But his late game falls off a little bit. That Tryndamere ban. Not too surprised about that. Tryndamere is banned on a lot of different elos anyways. But that Tryndamere last game did so well in that top lane. So pretty targeted ban there from Team Any Which Way. We got a Shaco ban and a Rammus ban. Ban's happening a lot faster in this match compared to the first one, which is a little surprising. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Skarner ban. That's a little like there was no Skarner in the last match. I guess they could check to see if someone is playing good Skarner. Skarner is pretty dangerous and he is a really good jungle, but I'm a little bit surprised by that ban. Okay. York, Shaco, Skarner. Just trying to get this stuff written down so that way when we go into the next match, if we do have a match 3, I will know what to talk about. And we have a Shen ban. Shen, really strong champion, can do jungle or top lane. And again, like we said, since that like last 2 patches ago, he has been strong on all levels of elo. Oh, sorry, got a little thing caught in my throat. Okay, so we got a Warwick pick and an Ahri pick. Again, that Warwick, he was like that, or actually, that's Warwick on another side. I just noticed that. I actually just switched the bands the wrong way. Okay, so we got a counter Warwick pick. So Warwick for Team Spaghetti Cats. We will have to see what Demonio Gomez goes for, since I think almost every match I've seen him play so far has been Warwick. So, and then we got a Ahri pick and a Janna pick. So then another switch. Team Spaghetti Cats had Ahri last match, and now we have Ahri on Team Any Which Way. Oh, there was that Morgana ban that was left open. We also have a Kassadin that was left open, and I think that's it. Yeah, Shaco, Rammus, Shen, Tryndamere. Those are all the other normal ones, but we could have a possible Kassadin. Well, I don't think we'll have a Kassadin because we have the Ahri already. So we have an Udir on Any Which Way side this time. So a lot of switching up of champions this turn. And then that Amumu, probably going to be their jungle. He can be a top lane, but Amumu jungle is really strong. That Morgana ultimate, though, that could be really dangerous. Oh, and then a Nunu. Oh, this is a super AoE ultimate late game team. And then that Kate pick. Again, yeah, that was the same as last match. So Kate, Janna. Last time it was Kate, Tarek. We'll have to see how well Janna can synergize with that Kate. Kate did really well in that lane, though. It was just the rest of the lanes that didn't do too well. And then we had Kog'Maw pick. Now, it's going to be It's most likely going to be Kog'Maw and Nunu, which is really dangerous. Kog'Maw has a lot of range, and Nunu has a slow. So if you ever overextend, Nunu's going to slow you, and then Kog'Maw is going to have enough range to kill you the entire way. So that can be a really dangerous lane. Not to mention, Nunu has ulti slow, Kog'Maw has his AoE damage. So even if you kill the Kog'Maw, if Nunu ults and then Kog'Maw hits you with his revenge, that could be a lot of damage. Okay, so then we had that we may have a Aurelia pick. Let's see what Demoniogo is going to choose. I personally, like I said, I've seen him play Warwick almost every time, so we'll have to see how well his other top lanes are. He's played other top lanes. I just personally don't remember any at the moment. So yeah, Aurelia. But to see how well that Aurelia does against Warwick. Not sure how this Warwick. Okay, sure. That's all set. How this Warwick is going to build. So, okay. So yeah, we have the Udyr jungle and Amumu jungle, and then top lane Aurelia, top lane Warwick. Again, I think it's almost kind of switched. Like Warwick again has good sustain, has good early game damage, okay mid game damage, and then late game he's mostly just a suppress and attack. Aurelia's kind of the other direction, where her early game is a little weak, her mid game is extremely strong, and then her late game kind of falls off a little bit because burstiness gets kind of insane, and then she has to build a bit more tanky. She can still be really annoying and be harassing and do a lot of damage, but unfortunately it's her mid game where she just surprises people with the amount of damage she can, outburst so quickly. Late game potential though, I'd have to say Team Spaghetti Cats is extremely dangerous late game. They have a lot of ultimates. Unfortunately, we do have some pretty good shutdowns. Udyr can shut down Morgana. Well, not like shut down Morgana's ultimate, but shut down like the second part of Morgana's ultimate. Not to mention Janna can also push Morgana's ultimate out of the way. Udyr can shut down Nunu's ultimate though. And Janna, I believe her Tornado and her ultimate can both shut those down too. And they can mess up. Well, Amumu's ult, he'll probably flash ult, so I don't think we'll be seeing anyone stop that ultimate. But if Amumu ults and then Janna ults immediately afterwards, that means that Nunu and Morgana won't be in a good position to layer all of their ultimates together. So I think that Janna pick is going to probably be one of the strongest things to see how well Winnie picks that up in the late game. Mid-game potential, though, I'd have to say Any Which Way does have really great mid-game champions. Ahri scales really well throughout the entire game. Janna scales really well. Kate, like we said, mid-game kind of falls off a little bit in late game because her skills don't really synergize that well in a team fight, so the majority of her abilities are used for just auto-attacking, and then she uses her skills to chase people getting away if they happen to win that out. But Udyr, really strong, scales well throughout the entire game, does lots of damage, becomes super tanky and just an extreme nuisance with that bear stance stun. And Kog'Maw is a super glass cannon. He has only one escape mechanic. He does have a flash in that Kog'Maw though, and he does have good range. But if he gets caught out of position, Kog'Maw goes down really fast. But at the same time, if they leave him in the back and they ignore him, and that Kog'Maw is most likely going to go AD, he can burst out a lot of damage and have a really great range. Unfortunately, AD Kog'Maw, his ultimate isn't as strong, but it's strong enough to pick off stragglers that are running away, and to give good vision on those stragglers, because if they get hit by it, he can see them for a few more seconds, so if they happen to run into a bush, they won't get away. He can still see them, so we'll have to see how well. I think Any Which Way really needs to win the laning phase, and really needs to end it in the mid-game. Or they need to crush so much that the late game doesn't matter that much, have a 20,000 gold lead or whatever, and have the entire map control. Because if Team Spaghetti Cats gets the late game and is on any kind of even ground, CS, kill, or objective-wise, they're going to be really, really strong. Summoner spell-wise, we have Warwick again with the teleport. That's a different Warwick, though. But we also have teleport on Aurelia, so we have potential for two teams having 5-man dragons or ganks like we saw Demoniogo doing that last match with the Warwick teleport in and suppress. We also have a cleanse on Caitlyn, so she does not have an exhaust this time, but she does have a cleanse. We'll have to see if my map messes up. Is it gonna stay and do what it's supposed to? Yes, no mess up again. Awesome. Okay, so I'll continue to banter and ramble on. Okay, so yeah, like I said, Caitlyn, she has the cleanse instead of an or actually, I think, yeah, the heal was on Jana last time, yes. Well, it was on, let's see, no, because Jana was on the other side. Jana was on Team Spaghetti Cats. But the heal last match was on Jana. So the heal is still on a Jana, just on the other team. And then Caitlyn went with a cleanse. Unfortunately, I don't write down summoner spells between matches, but I believe last match Caitlyn had a heal, and then Tarek had the exhaust. So now Caitlyn has a cleanse, and they don't have an exhaust on that side at all. So that could be a slight problem, but then that means that Caitlyn has a slightly better escape mechanic and can use cleanse out of Amumu, Warwick, Morgana. Yeah, that's it. Out of those alts, you can't do Nunu's because it's like a slow. So, like, I think you can cleanse and it removes the movement speed debuff, but I don't believe it stops the damage if you're still sitting in it when it goes off. And then on the opposite side, we have the heal on Kog'Maw, which is really nice, and then a heal exhaust on that Nunu. So he's going to be super annoying. He's going to have a slow. He's going to have his for his ice ball. He's going to have his ultimate slow. He's going to have an exhaust slow. And he's going to be able to heal. So we got double heal on that bottom lane, which makes that extremely dangerous because you think like they're all low and you're about to kill them. And all of a sudden, double heal into ultimate. Just, you know, they have tons of health and they just live through it. So that could be really dangerous. We'll have to see how well they coordinate those heals on that bottom lane. So this could be just got a little bit of movement. Some first items picks, lots of boots and 3 health pots. A lot of people like to go there. It looks like that Jana picked up a fairy charm and a few wards and then some health pots. No pink wards, though, so starting off with just a couple extra green wards. It looks like we have a regrowth pendant on Amumu, and he's going to start off wolves. And we got some positioning. Oh, maybe a possible invade. We got all 5 people running. Now, they do know that Amumu is really blue dependent. He's more blue dependent than almost any other jungle. He even requires it for the majority of his match. So we'll have to see how many times he gives it away. Really great Dark Binding for that Morgana, though, picking up the stop on that. Unfortunately, she kind of like backed up. Izudir, he hasn't even picked a skill yet, so he's just kind of running through. And he picks up Bear Stance, hits the stun on Amumu. Amumu's taking a bunch of damage, but now Ari's taking a bunch of damage. We have an exhaust in that Ari. She's going to have to back up. Dark Binding. We got some auto attacks going off. Again, I noticed my freaking sound. Amumu's so... Okay, first blood going to Udyr off of that Amumu. And Kog'Maw goes down. Aurelia goes down. So far, any which way, picking up 2 kills off of this. But then Udyr goes down. So now it's a 2-2 even trade, but they messed up both jungles. And now it looks like okay, so we'll just have some movement back. So we got mid lane and bot lane for any which way going to reset their positioning. And it looks like Warwick going to have to go back. But he will be able to move to his top lane. Amumu just starting to get into his jungle again. And it looks like Morgana in her mid lane, but she's already pretty low, especially compared to Ari. And Ari has some pretty early spell vamp. Morgana does have spell vamp as a pest too. Cade Trap picks up a little bit of more damage though and gives vision. So Ari does know that Amumu has just started that blue and they went for that. And it looks like Udyr stopped, thought about picking up O's, but then decided against it. Unfortunately, he has picked Bear Stance, so his damage, he's going to need a lot of damage on this original one. He normally goes with either Tiger or Phoenix to get the damage out, but he just doesn't have the output since he has Bear Stance to start. So his jungle is going to be a little bit slower. And Amumu went with the damage over time, which tiers, which they all go with, no matter what way you're going to start. Like, you don't ever normally start any other way. So he did really great damage in that team fight, and his jungle isn't slowed because of it. So we got Phoenix on that Udyr. Top lane, we have just a little bit of pressure and damage, and it looks like we have Kog'Maw. He has gotten 6 CS, Kate has got 6 CS, so they are relatively equal. Or yeah, they're exactly equal, not relatively. Okay, so Udyr finished up his blue. he finished up his wolves. Looks like he is coming for an invade. He does see that the wraiths are gone, so he knows that Amumu is either at his red buff or at his golems. There is a ward by that Amumu, though, so he does see Udyr in his jungle. We get a ping. An Udyr coming bottom lane. There's a ward net, so but that is his team's ward. We have Kog'Maw coming up, trying to assist and possibly catch Udyr, but Udyr's already backed up. Nunu coming up, Morgana coming down from middle to make sure that Amumu is safe for his red. Very good teamwork by Team Spaghetti Cats. And Udyr is just going to back up, go for his race, and then finish his red also. And it looks like we have some counter jungling by Warwick, knowing that Udyr was so far on the bottom, so he just picked up one of those golems, is going to walk away, doing a little troll-lol on the jungle there, very nice. And then we got Aurelia continuing to farm. A little bit of harass going down from Kog'Maw on that Caitlyn. Kog'Maw does a bit more damage on his attacks, and he has a thing that increases range and does damage based off percentage health. So even though Caitlyn has a slightly longer range, Kog'Maw's hitting for just a little more damage, unless Caitlyn's saving up her headshots to hit just champions. Not to mention Nunu, again, he's more about doing damage and trying to zone people out, but unfortunately he's pretty low mana, so that Janna can get some pretty good harass, and Kog'Maw's taking a pretty good amount of damage. It looks like we are having a gank possibly set up. Amumu waiting in the bushes, unfortunately misses his wrap, so no gank there, just going to back up. And it looks like Ahri's going to try to push the advantage. Great Dark Binding, saves them Morgana possibly. Oh, so much true damage. So close though, does not die though. And Amumu's going to come up and try to help defend that lane with his double buffs. But Ahri's doing a lot of damage, and Morgana's going to have to back up. CS-wise, Morgana was at 26, Ahri's at 25, but Morgana, since she's had to go back, she will unfortunately fall a little bit behind. But she does have 1 kill and 1 assist compared to 2 assists on that Ahri, so I think she should be okay. She has picked up another Doran's Ring, a ward, and some more health potions, and her boots. Ahri already has boots and 1 Doran's Ring. And she's going back right now to get some more mana and some items, so I have to see what she buys. And it looks like Aurelia is just kind of sitting in the bush, chilling, and pushing the lane whenever it comes back up. Only last hitting when she's in a good position. That's, like, it's good because, like, you're missing CS since you pushed your lane, but you're watching here, so that way if a gank comes, you all know about it way beforehand, and you can just run straight back to your turret. Unfortunately, if Amumu had a ward there, that could be pretty dangerous, because then he can wrap you, and you wouldn't know it before, right? Because like you'd think you'd get right to the bush and you'd start to back away, but then if you wraps way before the bush, because that wrap has a pretty long range, so that could be pretty dangerous. Looks like we got Morgana taking the Wraith off of that Amumu. Fortunately, Amumu's level. Oh, okay, yeah, they're even levels. It's just surprising because it's like it's almost 7 minutes in, and the jungles are still only level 4, but that level 1 fight really changed a lot of things, so it slowed down the average jungle. Looks like we have a bit of fighting, and Warwick is 6 though, so he does have a suppress, which makes that top lane a lot more dangerous, because now we have a suppress from Amumu and a potential follow-up suppress by Warwick, or Warwick could start it the either way too. Then we have a possible gank Amumu, but he backs up. He has red buff just fell off, though. He is coming down to go to golems. We have wards in the river from any which way, but unfortunately no wards specifically on dragon. Kind of early for dragon, though. Especially with the level 1 fighting and stuff, kind of lowering like the level all around for all the champions. So we probably won't see a dragon until like the 10 or 11 minute mark, instead of like sometimes you can push even to the 8 or 9 minute mark depending on what level you are if you get your whole team in a good position. And it looks like we have Udyr coming up to the top. That Warwick is pretty pushed, and he does not have any wards in the river. So Udyr playing it a little safe, trying to see if Warwick's just going to back up, but he has not backed up yet. So Udyr going to come around. Is he deciding? Okay, we got the engage off of Aurelia. And the slow, Udyr going in with the bear stun. Ultimate from Aurelia, doing a good amount of damage. Let's see if they cheat. No, they decided to back up. That Warwick did not use his ultimate, which was really good. Because then if they had decided to chase, he could have suppressed one of them on the ultimate. had the turret help him kill it, and then probably go for a double kill, which can be pretty dangerous against the Warwick. And it looks like we have a blue being given to Morgana, so it looks like Amumu. Oh, we got some fighting. Nice dodge, but unfortunately, ultimate by... Oh, she dies! So Morgana dies. Amumu's about to die. Ahri flash in. That was very nice. Amumu flashes away and lives. Caitlyn's coming up with the ultimate. Unfortunately, it's blocked by Nunu. Ahri's still doing a lot of damage, chasing all these people down. Good charm, but unfortunately the team is kind of just backing up. And now, who's that blue on? Okay, so I believe the blue is on Ahri. I'm going to check. Yeah, because the other blue's up. So Ahri picked that blue back up from Morgana after she stole it, which is really good by an inch way. And then now it looks like Amumu was going to go up to his wolves and possibly start to give the blue on their side to Morgana. Since she died, she did fall back a little bit, but she has picked up her boots. And that Ahri has not gone back yet, so she's still sitting on that 2 Dorans. Bottom lane, we have Kog'Maw at 52 CS and Caitlyn's at 55, so relatively even. Even. Caitlyn has gone with double Doran's blades and a Vampiric Scepter and finished up with Berserker boots. While Kog'Maw, let's see if he's sitting on a little bit of money. He might be. He's sitting on around 900, so he's about even. He just hasn't gone back to buy yet, but he has a 1 Doran's blade, 1 Vamp Scepter. We'll have to see if he what he decides to pick up. We got Udyr starting red, and we got Amumu just went back. Still 5 though. Udyr pretty close to 6. Let's see how well. Okay, so yeah, Amumu's about to hit 6. So yeah, that jungle's actually really even. 36 CS for that Amumu, and Udyr's at 34. So Udyr's only 2 behind. He does have 8 kill on him now, and an assist, compared to just an assist and a death on that Amumu. Looks like Warwick went to go do some more Chololo jungling, but he was met by Aurelia. Good ward to see that Udyr was also in there. Udyr tried to get a little bit of damage on it, but before it disappeared to see if he could take it out. Unfortunately, both champions have to strike it with an auto attack right as it gets dropped down for that to happen, which did not, because Aurelia was pushing out towards Warwick because he thought he was going to be running into there. The lane is pretty pushed though, so it looks like we have do we have action down here? Looks like we had some fighting and he backed up. Okay, but I don't want to miss this gank up on top. Looks like Amumu is in there, and they don't know. Aurelia doesn't know about it. We got 2 possible suppresses, so we'll have to see if they decide to sit right on that turret. Aurelia does have 1 stun, but she did just recently use her ultimate, so now would be okay, so we have the suppress, and then the bandage toss, and then the ultimate. 3 suppresses going out, doing a lot of damage. Looks like Amumu is tanking it. He's moving back out to make sure Aurelia can't pick up a kill. Warwick focusing that Aurelia down, and Warwick picks up the kill. Amumu gets away safe. Warwick gets away safe. Very good job by Team Spaghetti Cats. That's a very standard turret dive, and it was done to perfection, so really great job. On that bottom lane, we had Kog'Maw go back from that damage. Nunu trying to hold out the lane. Looks like he will be going back relatively shortly once Kog'Maw gets back here. When Kog'Maw did go back, he did pick up a Wriggle, so he's going the more safe Wriggles kind of sustain way, I guess you could say. Like, he gives you some good armor, gives you some good lifesteal, gives you a nice bit of damage. Caitlyn on her side, though, we'll have to see. I don't know if she'll go Wriggle. She may go more damage-oriented. She'll probably pick up a BF sword. We'll actually see how much money. She had about 1,000, so she needs about 600 more before she can do that. Udyr coming down the bottom lane. They have double ward there. Not too sure. Like, maybe they threw a ward down and then wanted to check to see if there was another one, so they threw the pink one down after. Actually, I can check that. Let's see. That ward. Oh, no, okay, it doesn't tell me the time. Yeah, the time's right there. Okay, so pink ward has just started, and that green ward's about to expire. See, I can figure things out. We're good. Okay, we're throwing an advanced ward up on the front so we can see if that Udyr comes up from the front lane, very much like Amumu did. But we got some pings on Amumu. He throws down a pink ward, clearing out the pink ward. Unfortunately, Ahri coming down, doing tons of damage, throwing all down on Amumu, and going to pick up the kill. Very good. Morgana comes down to defend, but unfortunately it's too late, which means we could have a Dragon Starter being picked up by Caitlyn and pulled out, and then switched over to Udyr for damage-wise, so he will be taking that debuff. Looks like Morgana throwing down her Tormented Soil. Unfortunately, Dragon is too far out. Dark Binding missed, too far out again. And Any Which Way picks up first Dragon at 1325. And it looks like we have some Golems being picked up by Aurelia before she comes back to her lane. And bottom lane, we have Kog'Maw just CSing away, 81 CS compared to 90 CS. So that Caitlyn is ahead CS-wise, and it looks like we are going to get another blue given to Ahri by that Udyr to help in that mid lane. Mid lane CS-wise, we have 121 for Morgana and 86 for Ahri. So Ahri's getting a lot of kills, but Morgana's trying to maintain that equivalent by having the same amount of CS. Item-wise, they are the same. They both have boots and double Dorans. We'll have to see who goes back. So I think Ahri has a blue, though, so she has a bit more damage. Unfortunately, her mana's kind of low right now, so she has to kind of like just sit and let it regen, but her cooldowns are pretty good. Looks like she is going to go back. Let's see how much money she is sitting on currently at 1,800, so she will most likely go back, and we'll have to see which way she goes. She could go well the Ancients first, or she just could go for damage. Okay, she went for the Revolver, Health Potion, and Amplifying Tome. So we will see Will the Ancients from her relatively shortly. Top lane looks like we got some back and forth fighting, but Udyr is coming up. That is warded, though, so Warwick does know about that. So Udyr is just going to back up and do his golems. And a Mumu coming down, but we do have a ward from Any Which Way right here. And we also have a ward in that bush. So Morgana can be pretty safe, but she's about to go back. And it looks like he's going to go and do his wolves. We got a ping for a back on top lane. And we got a deer coming in, but unfortunately that bush was warded by Warwick, and we have the ping on that, so they do know about that. So he should be okay, unless he goes too far out. Let's see, he has his ultimate, so he could do a suppress onto the tower. We'll have to see. He's playing it to where he's just far enough out to where he hasn't given away that he knows that Udyr is there, but he's not, like, he's still a bit too far back. So Udyr's just going to back up, and they're going to go pick up his red. Aurelia seems to be following, so maybe giving that red to Aurelia to help in it. Nope, okay. Aurelia's just warding and coming back. Oh, no, that's not. It's Warwick's ward. And then Amumu was slowly pushing up the lane. Again, pulling the same thing that they just did. Unfortunately, Aurelia does not have the wards there. She has a ward in the river, but she doesn't have a ward on that brush. And it looks like Ahri doing some more damage, trying to push that Morgana out. And blue buff had just come up, so it looks like Amumu is going to give that blue buff to Morgana. And we got Udyr doing a little bit of jungling. We got a ping down for a ward that's there. And a ward on Tribush for that Kog'Maw, keeping him pretty safe. And we got Janna coming out in the river, throwing down a ward. There is a trap also, I believe, in this bush. Oh, no, okay, trap's right there. And a ward on Tribush, so that is safe for Any Which Way. Unfortunately, Janna's a little bit out of position, going to take a little bit of damage from that Kog'Maw, but a throw up, which is pretty nice. Oh, that ultimate did a good amount of damage, though. Caitlyn taking tons of damage, having to back up. Possibly going to go back. We'll have to see. She does have a Vamp Scepter, though, so she'll probably just auto-attack away and get some damage done. Ahri coming down. Unfortunately, there's a ward there, so they're going to back up and be completely safe. So Ahri's going to come back up. She may potentially meet Morgana in the river, though. Looks like, oh, we got some fighting and pings up on top. Amumu tries to gank that. Amumu tries to gank that Udyr, but Udyr runs away, and Amumu's just going to back off. Looks like he's going to do a little bit of counter jungling, while Warwick is going to continue to CS. CS-wise, Warwick at 116, Aurelia at 73, so Warwick owning that top lane. Just Team Spaghetti Cats, their top is so good. It looks like we got stealing of some Wraiths, and we have a Charm that almost went off. Shield comes up, though. Miss Dark Binding. We got some Fox Fires. Pretty nice fight in middle. Oh, and then they go for it, knowing that Amumu there. Ahri's doing a bunch of damage. Wow. Mr. Gulliver picks up the kill. Very nice. And Amumu helping with the ultimate. I believe, yeah, they even wasted, or not, well, waste. They got a kill off it, so it's not a waste. But they did use Soul Shackles on that Morgana also, so Ahri was just not getting away. Really great bait. Top lane, just some more fighting, a little bit of harass. Bottom lane has probably been the safest. Their warding has been exceptional on both sides, and they've just been kind of doing damage to each other and stuff, but no, like, really big plays on bottom yet. CS-wise, they're out about even now. Yeah, that Kog'Maw is starting to catch up. Caitlyn did go with that BF sword, and she does have a Vamp Scepter, so she may go with a Bloodthirster. I think that'd probably be the best bet, because Against a Kog'Maw, since his range is relatively equivalent because of the ultimate and stuff, that'll really help with sustaining on the lane. But we have Udyr coming down, pushing, using Bear Stance to try to push down this lane, maybe get a gank off, but unfortunately that wasn't going to happen, so he's just going to back up. We do have the ultimate go off, so they do know that he is in the bush. He was about to back, though, so... Okay, he decided to stop and then go back, and then Amumu's coming down to help support that lane just in case Udyr does sit there. Ahri doing a little bit of poking in the middle. Warwick has gone back. We'll have to see what he buys. Aurelia is sitting up on top, 138 CS for Warwick, 85 CS for Aurelia, so she's going to have to try to get as much CS as she possibly can while this Warwick is away. Warwick himself has built Merc Treads, Wits End, Doran's Ring, Chain Vest, and some mana, so he is building really tanky. While on Aurelia's side, she has gone with a Chalice Harm. I'm a little surprised by that. Like, yeah, it gives you magic resistance, it gives you mana regen, you can constantly use your Q for last hitting and stuff, but it's a little bit surprising. I don't think I've seen that on a ton of Aurelius, but she has gone with Wriggles Lantern. Not too much of a surprise there, and some Boots of Speed. Not to mention she picked up some more magic resist, so it looks like she's just trying to stop that Q from Warwick doing too much damage. Looks like we do have Oracles purchased by both jungles, Amumu and Udyr, so I have to see how well those elixirs go. We don't... Okay, he has his Oracles up, but... Udyr, you gonna Oracle up there, buddy? No? Okay, so we got jungle being picked up. Bottom lane, still some fighting. We haven't seen a really I don't even know if Nunu's ulted yet. I haven't seen one yet. Okay, so Oracle finally up for Udyr, clearing out some Dragon wards. Dragon is up, so we could see a possible Dragon timing. Both teleports are up on top, though, so we'll have to see if both of these top lanes end up joining the fight or just continue to harass each other. Ahri doing a little bit of harassment in mid with that blue. Unfortunately, the other blue... Where is it? Was it already up, or did it get stolen? Am I missing something? I don't know. Okay, so we got one blue on Ahri. It's only like, yeah, that should... The other blue should have been up. That's strange. We got some pinging on middle, and Udyr still sitting down here. Oh, there we go. There's the Nunu ultimate. Unfortunately, a flash out. Ultimate from Kate does a bunch of damage, but does not kill. Udyr coming off from the side, unfortunately, too far away to pick up a kill, but that is, they did just do pretty good damage to him, and they know he's going to go back. They do see Amumu there, though, and that means they do see the backing Nunu, so they may decide to go for a dragon. Looks like Morgana picked up Wraiths, and then backed up, going back to her lane. Top lane, that turret's taking a good amount of damage from Warwick, and Aurelia hasn't pushed any damage. Aurelia coming down. Unfortunately, that bush was warded, so Warwick does know that she's there. She's putting another ward and then backing up to her tower. Looks like he's just going to continue to push the lane. And yet that Kate did go with a Bloodthirster, so going to have a good amount of attack damage and some great lifesteal to help sustain that bottom lane. Udyr's going back. Let's see, what has Udyr picked up so far? He just finished up. He had a Philosopher's Stone, just finished up his Wits End. That's, or not, yeah, Wits End. His Wriggles Lantern. That's a little surprising that he picked it up so late. Like, normally, if they go that way, they'll go like Heart of Gold and then get Wriggles even later than that. So that way they have good money and it's like a great late game build. Suffers a little bit of damage and sustainability in the early game, but he's still been doing pretty okay. Even kills the case. So we finally do get a ping on that blue, so I guess I just had the timer bad. That ping was any which way. Unfortunately, they were just pinging to tell where they were, so Morgana had picked up that blue. Mumu taking some damage from Udyr, but Morgana's coming down. Ahri tries to go for a charm, but misses. And we got a ward from Amumu there, and he's coming up. Maybe trying to get a good position for a bandage toss and a possible Dark Binding. But Dark Binding had just gone off from Morgana, so we're going to have to wait a few seconds. Oh, no, okay, her Dark Binding is back up. Okay, Ahri doing a bit of damage. Mumu's still kind of positioning and waiting. Kog'Maw taking a decent amount of damage. He has gone the attack speed route with a Zeal, so not a lot of like high damage, more about just persistent attacks. It looks like, okay, we have Bear Stance, rushed up but decided to back off. I believe there was a ward there, so Mumu did clear it out, so that's probably what started that attack from Udyr, but then he decided to back up. Udyr does catch this ward, so that'll be a free little bit of gold, while Mumu goes for Wraiths. You get a ping, though. where Udyr is. So bottom lane is careful. Our Nunu does get hit by a trap, so they do get a little bit of vision on. Not to mention they had a ward there, so that was pretty good. Top lane, CS-wise, 185 for that Warwick and 124 for Aurelia. So Warwick's still pushing really hard, doing a good amount of damage. Wits End are really helping out there with his attack speed. Sustaining really well, last hitting really well. And so far, Aurelia's had the last hit off the tower a lot. Okay, we got a bunch of people on bottom, just noticed. Got Udyr coming down. Amumu backing up. Looks like they're just trying so hard to make something happen here. I believe he did just clear out a ward there. And then Caitlyn doing some more damage. Nunu trying to harass. Caitlyn taking a decent amount of damage. And Kog'Maw definitely picking up a nice amount of damage there. And it looks like Ahri trying to fight the losing battle of not having a blue buff currently. Losing out on mana. This is a really good time for Morgana to push. Oh, Dark Binding. Very good catch. Okay, let's see. Is she going to ultimate? No. Is it up? Yeah, it's up. I think. Or I can't see it. Here, let's just click on her. Yeah, it was up. So she didn't do it. A little surprised. It was a perfect setup. Like, yeah, she probably could have gotten caught by Udyr. But I think she would have gotten away from that. So a little surprised. But she did do a bunch of damage. She's just pushing the lane pretty hard. So this will be pretty good. And Ahri is just starting to pick up that blue now. So she'll be able to come back to her lane, and now Morgana's blue has fallen off. So we're kind of playing switch back and forth between who has blue and who doesn't. CS-wise, we have 259 on that Morgana and 186 for Ahri. So while Ari's doing good damage in team fights, Morgana is just, CS-wise, just far superior. She's also finished up a Zhonya's Hourglass, so her ultimate can be extremely dangerous in team fights, and Ahri has gone with the more sustained from Spell Vamp way with another Dark Binding landed, but just going to back up. Not throw down a Tormented Soil. No. And Ahri deciding if she's going to actually, no, she'll just continue to farm. She was going to go back, but she doesn't want her tower to get pushed. Looks like Udyr's going to finish up race and then possibly come to sit middle. No, he's going red. So I have to see when Ahri actually decides to go back. Looks like we have a Moonwood checking for wards in Dragon, so we may possibly have a Dragon soon. Unfortunately, I think there's going to be there'd have to be a good team fight before Warwick just finishing up his Frozen Heart to help sustain that top lane. So just a lot of farming and back and forth. Oh, got another good Dark Binding. Unfortunately, that Tormented Soil kind of out of position. And Kog'Maw throwing down the W. With that Nunu too, that increases attack speed. I don't know if it increases any damage though, but just the attack speed increase itself is pretty dangerous. Ward-wise though, lots of wards have been falling out or dropped down because Udyr's just running around clearing wards all day long. Amumu still does have his Oracle, so he is clearing wards also when he sees it. Gets caught a little bit out of position, but gonna flash over the wall and he should be okay. But just lots of wards from any which way, and only like 1 or 2 wards from Team Spaghetti Cats, because Udyr's just been constantly running through, throwing tons of wards down. It looks like we're going to pick up a 2-man dragon. There is no vision on this for Amumu, unfortunately, so they may not even know that this is going on. And they're doing enough damage, so they're definitely going to clear that up. Ahri already at 17, so... And Udyr only had 10, wow. Yeah, both are at 17. Let's see, Udyr's counter would be Amumu, and he's at 10. Oh, yeah, so... Middle lane just farming it up and getting tons of experience. Top lanes are at about 15, and bottom lanes are both at 13. So I'd have to say middles, that Ahri's holding out pretty well, even though her CS is a little bit down in comparison. She's almost like, she's 72 CS down, but she's still doing so well. And she just picked up a needlessly large rod and a blasting wand, so she's going to build her Rabadons pretty soon and be doing a lot of damage. And it looks like Morgana's sitting in base. We may possibly have a disconnect. She hasn't come back yet. She hasn't bought anything. Money-wise, she's sitting on around 3,100, so she could be waiting, but she should have enough to get almost all the pieces, or even all the pieces of her Abaddon's. Top tower does go down for Warwick, though. And Ari's kind of just pushing the lane, looking around, checking, see what's going on. I haven't seen a disconnect notice yet, so they may not know that she's disconnected, or maybe just when you're in spectator mode, it doesn't throw out the disconnect warning. So Amumu, Warwick did take out that top tower though, so he's free to kind of roam around. So he could sit on middle if they need to wait to see when Morgana's going to come back. But it looks like bottom lane has also come up. There was a tower taking down a bottom lane too. Man, I'm missing everything. Okay, so now they take out middle turret. They're pushing their advantage pretty strong. Nunu and Kog'Maw coming up. All 4 team members trying to defend this middle lane as much as possible. They did have a ward ping there, so they do know it's there. They will clean that up with a Mumu. But just lots of vision from any which way. Okay, so yeah, Ari just finished Rabadon's death cap. And Warwick coming back to the top lane to push that back from his tower. Okay, we do see some Morgana movement, so not sure if she disconnected or had to go AFK or something like that, but has picked up almost all the pieces to her Rabadons also, so doing a good amount of damage. Oh, excuse me. But unfortunately, the damage was done. Her mid tower did drop in her absence, and bottom tower had also dropped too, like I had said. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with Morgana not being there, though, so I won't call that as an issue with her being gone. But now a lot of teams from Cat do get to roam since they don't have a tower to defend. Ward-wise, that ward will probably drop before Dragon, and we got a fight. It looks like, oh, so close. Morgana just about dead, but then picks up the kill after the hourglass runs out. That was a 2v3 too, and they just stomped Morgana so hard. KO Deer coming up. We have Janna up to support. Warwick's pushing top so hard again. J-Light, such a good top, just pushing all day long. Amumu starting to clear some wards. They do have a ward here for his Team Spaghetti Cats, and Amumu will probably see this one. Yes, okay, so he sees it and he gets a ward on Baron, which is good. And we got Kog'Maw and Nunu coming down to help stop that bottom lane from Caitlyn pushing. They are going to pick up those those golems. And it looks like also Janna has picked up an Oracle Elixir. A little surprised you because they still have one. So I guess 2 is better than 1, but Udyr's been doing so well with that Oracle, so I don't really think having another one was that necessary. Like, just have the 400 gold sit in your bank and wait to see if Udyr dies and then buy it. But to have it now, I don't know, I think it's a little bit of waste. Udyr can get around the map really well. I don't think it's really necessary if someone else had already bought one. But we'll have to see. Ward-wise, though, I know which way. Tons of wards in their own jungle. They have great wards on both bushes for tri-bushes. And blue, it looks like they're positioning. Not sure if it's about to spawn. Udyr throwing a thing now. Oh, we have a great Dark Binding and Tormented Soil, but she's going to have to back up because Ari and Janna were there to help support. And we got possible fight. Ari doing a little bit of Foxfire damage. Amumu coming out to clean up any wards that happen to be there. And some good positioning. Fortunately, this is a 3v4 currently. Okay, now 4v4. Oh, we're going to flash. Ulti goes off on Ari. Nunu ulti. Oh, it hits Udyr, so Udyr goes down. Amumu goes down, but Aurelia goes down. Oh, and then great Janna ulti to save Caitlyn. Kog'Maw picking up a triple kill there. Or was that Kog'Maw? Yeah, okay. And it looks like they're going to go for a Baron for this one. Now, unfortunately, all the wards were cleared out by Amumu before that, but they do throw a ward down. 2 hits off. Yes, ward gets taken out. Janna's taking out the other ward. Unfortunately, she has 2 more wards, so she can throw them down. Okay, 1 hit. And, okay, so they can't clear that, but they do pick up the Baron. Caitlyn trying to come in for the steal. Unfortunately, it does not happen. So, Team Spaghetti Cats, even though they are losing their lanes, just turret-wise, They did pick up that Baron. CS-wise, like they said, that mid lane unfortunately was gone, so Ahri has caught up a bit. Bottom lane, Kog'Maw at 261, Caitlyn at 252. So even CS-wise, they're still doing good, and they're 1 kill up. So like their maps and their objectives probably aren't. They're not perfect. They did pick up a really great Baron, and they have picked up all of their own buffs. I think this is the 3rd dragon for any which way though. So not many dragons, but this will help any which way catch up on that gold. Gold difference is actually not that far, so a really close game on that part. And kills are only 1 kill away, kill difference away. So any which way though, going to have to play it a little safe though, because Team Spaghetti Cats with that Baron buff going to be pushing their lanes, and they're just ready and wanting a team fight, knowing that they have that advantage. I believe Baron buff gives you regeneration, also gives you increased damage and ability power. So it looks like they're going to push and try to get as much done as they can with this Baron. Getting that first middle tower down, which is their second tower. Yeah, because they got top tower now. But Aurelia trying to do some split pushing on top. Just about to go back, though. I think they're actually pretty safe, though. Okay, she's just going to teleport straight in and then play defensive. See, I think Aurelia probably should have stayed top and done a bit more split pushing. Kate has taken a lot of damage, though, so Kate is going to have to back soon, and they know it. So we'll have to see a team from Spaghetti Cats tries to push the advantage. Aurelia using her ultimate to try to clear the waves. Unfortunately, Udyr went in, got off of position. Great Dark Binding went off. Morgana picks up the kill. And then they pick up the ward. And it looks like Nunu picks up the kill on Janna. Amumu goes in, and they pick up the kill on Ahri. For Morgana, another Dark Binding goes off. Yes, on Aurelia. Let's see if she gets away. So close. And Aurelia gets picked up by that Kog'Maw. Great job by Team Spaghetti Cats. Picking up a 4 kill. Oh, and the ace. Very good job. Unfortunately, Caitlyn went out a bit too far. Great Dark Binding. Kog'Maw picks up the kill. And it looks like that will give them inner tower and inhibitor. Really great fight on Baron fight. This could possibly be... I don't know. It's like 4 seconds till... Okay, Udyr's up. 6 seconds till Janna comes up, though. They could get one, maybe even both towers. I think Ahri's going to be up before they can do anything, though. We'll have to see how safe Udyr plays that. Kog'Maw doing lots of damage. Picks up the kill on Udyr. Almost picks up the kill on... Oh, and the kill on Janna. Double ace. Yeah, that's going to be the win for Team Spaghetti Cats. Beating Team Any Which Way on Match 2, Rise Up semifinals. Ahri trying to come in and do tons of damage, trying to save it. Unfortunately, another ace. Amumu gets picked up by the turret, but good job by Team Spaghetti Cats pushing with that Baron. That was a clutch moment. They had to make sure to push their advantage with that Baron, and they did. So they win the semifinals. That means Team Spaghetti Cats in the finals. We'll have to see on the other side. It was Team Chaos versus Fairy Tail, so we will have to check and see which team on that game has gone to the finals. And next week we'll have a finals of Team Spaghetti Cats versus Unknown, because I haven't been contacted by anyone in the other match. I'm not even sure if they're casting it. Hopefully they are, but great game. GG, well played by both teams. It was an awesome match, really close until that Baron fight, and then just Team Spaghetti Cats always capitalizing whenever Any Which Way just happened to get out of position or lost too many people. So, good game. Thank you for letting me cast it. Hopefully I did too well. I know Magnus is normally here, so there's a bit more banter and a little more control on everything and all the buttons and stuff. So hopefully I did a good job. Make sure to continue to check us out at, if I can hit the right button again, at own3d.tv/power_underwhelming or youtube.com/d3powerunderwhelming. Remember to like, favorite, subscribe, do all that stuff. Tell everyone about us. We want to do more. We want to keep going. We also have a Facebook thing, so you can check out Power Underwhelming on Facebook and make sure to like and, I don't know if you, I think just liking makes you subscribe to it, so you can get updates from us from there when we get some more people on there. Also, make sure in-game we have a channel in League of Legends, Power Underwhelming. There's a space in between there. Join that channel. You can also have you auto join every time you log in. Want to try to start a community in there, so that'll be really good. So thank you. This is the guys from Power Underwhelming, Rosario Casting. That was a great match, and we will see the finals next week. Thanks, guys, and have a good one. I'm going to leave the stream on because I don't want to mess up anyone watching the match, so I'm going to mute the mic for 4 minutes, but I will stop the YouTube. Have a good one.